Right, plan for the weekend is to get rid of this final piece of wood along here, remove the remaining piece along the back, obviously keeping it, to finish removing all of the remaining decking, which is also around the outside. And then to order up all the new wood that I need, once I've worked out exactly what I need. Starting here, I'm going to remove this final section. So I've cut horizontally through this, which should have cut through all the screws. I cut this piece off just down here. So in theory, let's just lift these two pieces out now and remove that final section. Cool, done. Just got to take these remaining bits off. Some of which have got some screws in. Oops, I cut out the centre bit. Just going to put some support underneath here. Not jacked up support, but just fill the gap. And then I will take this one out. So I've now taken most of the supports out, all the horizontals. So I think if I get this corner out, then what I can do is I can pull this end of this towards me and then put some proper support underneath it. That is not exactly going to cut it. Right, a few minutes later, and this side is now out. Here's the piece of wood. Unsurprisingly, perhaps not quite as rot-free as I would have liked. So I don't think I'm going to be reusing that. I might be using bits of it. We will see. Corner is out. Support is here. Final section coming up. A short while later, and it's done. So the summer house is finally fully up on blocks. Final piece of wood, also pretty rotten. Not really usable. There are a few screws coming down from the bottom of here that need to be cut off. There's one. Otherwise, a bit of tidying up. I think I'm done. Next step, remove the final bits of decking on this. The bits along the back here, and get rid of all of these screws on here. So what I've done is chopped, I just lifted those off. They were pretty rotten, those final two decking boards on the top. These ones on the front, what I've done is I've been through with the reciprocating saw. I just chopped all the way through the gap between the joist and the decking board on the top. There are more screws, so what I'm planning to do is to flip this over, because the blade for the reciprocating saw isn't long enough to go through the top and the bottom screws, so I'm going to try and flip this over and then chop the bottom off. Right, just before the flipping, I'm going to remove all these screws, just most of them come off pretty easily. There you go. So, managed to get the final decking boards off. However, the frame kind of fell apart a little bit. These bits of wood look quite good actually still, but anyway, I'm now going to chop these two apart. I think the one on the left is a bit rotten, so I'll see what I can do there. Right, give this a little bit of a tidy, and then start to take a look at these in more detail and think about what I need, what I can reuse from those there, and also those inside as well. And then I can start thinking about my wood order. Right, the slab is now clean. I've removed the final two screws that were in this corner over here. A little bit more tidying up inside. So, plan is for tomorrow to lay these boards out and make sure that I can make a complete frame for the decking out of all those bits of wood. I think I probably can. And then I'll use all the best bits, of course, and then I will use all new wood for the floor inside. And then I can guarantee that the wood here is all the same height and the wood inside is all the same height. When I did the decking a couple of years ago, I found that I couldn't buy wood that was exactly the same dimensions as the previous pieces of wood, so I had to improvise a little bit. Here I'm not going to have that problem. What I decided to do was just lay everything out and check the state of all of the joists. Fortunately, all of these ones here that are still here are great. All of the ones here are very good. The end one here is good. This right hand side one is good as well. This one's fine up to the very end, and this one is the worst. Now, I have one spare very good one, which is a lot longer than this one, and also this is going to be slightly shorter, as originally these joists went under the summer house. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate frame for under the summer house, and the decking frame will be a separate frame as well, which means that at least some of this end I can chop off, making it obviously a bit shorter. If not, I will use part of this to join to this. So I'm all good, I think, and then the rest of this joist here I will just make some supports internally, and I will use the good bits of these two as well. Cool, great. Don't think I need to order any more wood for the decking frame, so now what I need to do is just measure up the interior. So, a bit of measuring out from here across to here is 4 meters 22, and from here to here is 3 meters 10. So, to have one joist here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So splitting them in half, 12 joists, plus the 4 horizontal, 2 in the center, 1 on each end, 4 of those in total. That is 36 meters and 76 centimeters of length of wood, and then for the floor supports, floor supports go horizontally, and there's one of those every 30 centimeters. So that is 3 meters 10 front to back, dividing that by 33. Obviously the width of the wood is about 3 centimeters. That gives me 43.4 lateral meters of floor supports. And then of course the floorboards themselves, which will require 14 square meters. So there's my super neat calculations. So let's get that lot ordered and see how much it's going to cost. Meanwhile, I'll just move these out the way to make everything a bit neater. I'm going to order a little bit more of this as well. This bit at the bottom, just a bit split, so I may as well replace that as well. I found some wood preserver in the shed, so just going to start with a couple of boards, just see how far this goes, but I think I need another 3 cans of that. That one's kind of 2/3 empty, so I've just cleaned these 2 boards up, removed all the screws from them, give them a bit of a brushing to get all the cobwebs off, and I'm just going to give them a quick dose of wood preserver. Right, first coat on 5 of the boards. That's all the wood preserver used. The order is in, and I've also added some wood preserver which I bought through Amazon because Alsford Timber didn't have it in stock. They also didn't have any nails in stock, so I'll have to buy those separately as well. Otherwise, it will all be delivered in about a week. Awesome.